Hello, welcome. This is King Rex. We're doing the new campaign trail again. I'm doing the 1968. This time I'm actually going to run as both candidates. You have Nixon and Humphrey. This was a really close election. So we're going to start. We're going to do Humphrey for some. We may even do Wallace. I don't think you could possibly win with Wallace. You had Edmund Muskie, Ted Kennedy, John Connally, and Fred Harris. I don't think Ted Kennedy helps. I think he had his Chappapadwick incidents. Connally would maybe help in the South. I'm gonna go with John Connally. Just we'll do winner take all on normal difficulty. It's asking what will we address at the convention. I'm gonna put remind American real liberalism, strong economy, truce in Vietnam, truce in racial issues. Let's see how that goes. I think no matter what, there's going to be some negativity because this was the one with the convention. There was like riots outside it. I'm gonna try to distance from Johnson a little bit because Johnson was not well liked by this point. In fact, Lyndon Johnson dropped out of the race because he knew he couldn't be renominated. So you don't want to be tied down by that. All right, we're blue, so we're running in Minnesota, New York, some of these states. I think the best place to start is New York, which is tied. I'm not going to do that. We're going to do this one. This is kind of a middle of the road a little bit, but it says you want to negotiate peace. You're going to be looking out for the troops. All right, so that probably helps a bit. I'm going to put Nixon as our main key opponent. Wallace is this yellow down here. We're winning Texas, Minnesota. Up here, we're doing well in these states. I'm going to hit Illinois. All right, let's see. Essentially, the progress of desegregation this country passes the Civil Rights Act. So basically, are you happy with what's going on so far? This is not. We're not going to say that. That Humphrey, if you don't know, was a pretty big supporter of civil rights. If you go against what a candidate supported the whole time, it really hurts you. So that would be the Henry or George Wallace answer. I'm not gonna. This is the extreme one. This is kind of like the sort. They're kind of like this is the extreme on one end. This is extreme on the other end. I'm gonna go with this one. This is like mostly liberal. You don't want to go too far against what's going on in the country, though, even though you don't want to be tied to Johnson, because you're still running with that partisan trash too bad. It might make it seem like kind of saying, well, the Democrats didn't do a good job. I'm gonna go with this one. This is actually positive on the economy because we're not gonna go against Johnson on the economy. Johnson on Vietnam is the big one. I'm gonna hit Pennsylvania. So I'm gonna try to bounce around to different states. Like this one, I don't think we can do. That's probably a good one for him. Then we'll go with this one. Okay. I'm going to challenge Nixon. I think it's good. Nixon did not debate. That was one of the things that was actually that really happened. California. Pretty much, I think I didn't check. I guess I can check the polls numbers. Um, we're actually ahead in the electoral votes, but that can change. Um, One of those. No space says it's good legislation, but it's not saying we're going to do anything more in the future. If you say you're going to do more, that could scare voters away. We're going to say no on this one. There's no middle ground on that one, hardly. Let's hit Missouri. I'm gonna do that. I don't think the South would go for Humphrey no matter what. In reality, they're still like if they're gonna vote for Wallace, who's a segregationist, they're not gonna vote against the guy that's one of the most against segregation in the whole country. We're not gonna say oppose them all. We're gonna do that. Let's look at the electoral vote estimate. We're still leading by a lot. This must start out with us in really good shape. I'm gonna go to New Jersey. I don't know if we went there already, but I think it's a good place to go. This we're not gonna say because that'd be. I think you have to win moderates here. The liberals are going to vote for you no matter what. Yeah, and I haven't answered so many questions that it'll turn the liberals off. I'm going to this one because this actually sounds pretty decently modern. We're not going to win these guys. Like he did historically win Texas. I'm gonna hit Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a good state to go to. Eventually, I want to hit states. You got a lot of electoral votes that are kind of battleground states. The ones that are light blue, white, or light red. That's how you should play this game. Most cases, a state with 3 or 4 electoral votes isn't going to swing it. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go heavy for that. That's a education programs generally play well. Miranda is the Miranda right one. I'm not 100% positive on. I've heard of Gideon versus Wainwright, but I can't 100% remember. We're not going to do that. Due process is, which I do think Gideon versus Wainwright is something in the line of Miranda versus Arizona. You read your Miranda rights, right to remain silent, right to a lawyer. That's what Miranda was. I think this is the best answer. All right, let's see where we're at, electoral vote. We're down a little bit. I'm thinking you might need 270 to win. But California is kind of ripe. We're losing by 1%. It's 40 electoral votes. If we can win California, we should win for sure with that. I think that would be enough. So we're going to say the heart of the Democrats' problems running the economy because Humphrey's a Democrat. I'm not going to say that either. Daniel Kennedy and Johnson managed the economy far better than Eisenhower. I'm gonna put this one down here. I'm not gonna go after Eisenhower because Eisenhower was wildly popular. I mean, he was. I think his popularity rate was usually almost always above 50%, usually above 60%. We're gonna do this. We're not gonna go for that. Let's see where we're at. We're up now. I mean, I think we're just barely holding on here. Hit Ohio again. I think I did it once. So Johnson have been able to prevent the 10 out 10s offensive. How do you prevent the enemy from attacking? I mean, unless you really go after them hard enough that they can't attack, which Johnson was never going to do that, but he should have prevented the whole war from happening. But I'm worried for most of all night. Lyndon Johnson repeatedly assured us that North Vietnam were on their last legs. That's what the issue was. I'm going to actually say this. Oh, that probably didn't play well though. But yeah, that's the truth. We could have avoided it by not getting in there in the first place. What was the second one? Oh, well, we're doing decent in Texas, though. We're doing good up here. I'm going to hit Oregon. Let's see where we're at. We're at 327. Oregon's split, so we're going to hit Oregon. I think it says enough electoral votes, like 7 or 8. 6, oh well. Doesn't matter. The only other good one was New Jersey or maybe Missouri. There's a lot of election visits to later the campaigns. I know some only have a few. What do you think of Dr. Murphy? Dr. King was with a lot of decent Americans. So we're definitely not going to say that. Well, obviously one of these. I'm going to go this one because one of this one seems more sympathetic. You believe President Johnson accepts his balance in negotiating the Kennedy round of trade agreements? Do you support the liberalization of international trade under GATT? I'm going to do that. This one's kind of the middle because he has to keep the unions on his side because he needs unions. Well, that doesn't help seem like it played well for us. Basically, for Humphrey, he needs unions, liberals, and people are really in favor of civil rights. That's what his bread and butter is going to be. You, Illinois. With this one, this is probably the best answer. There's not a good answer to that question. I'm actually going to vote for Humphrey no matter what. He won like 90+% of them. The only thing you have to worry about is him staying home. If you have any thoughts, programs that would set racial quotas for job hiring and college admissions. I'm going to do this one. I think you kind of need that. Which reassures African Americans. It's kind of like you're going both ways. Let's see where we're at. We're at 336, so we just need not to lose anything. 1%. Illinois again. I probably should do this, but it could backfire. This is a tough one. This is probably the one that's going to make the difference in the whole election. I think this is the safe route. I think this could backfire. I'm going to go to safe route because we're ahead. We'll see how it works. I chose the safe route. Now, if I lose, that's probably why I lost. But I had like 330 electoral votes. I think, 270 to win. Because since Washington, D.C. was added, it's been 270. And it's taken a while for any states to come in. Indiana's almost always Republican state. We expect them southern states to go for Wallace pretty big. Nothing unexpected right now. I think Kentucky might have been a borderline state. But so far, that'd be the only one. Really, we need to win the big states, and we're kind of winning the big states. This is kind of a typical map here, actually. I think New York, California, and Wisconsin are going to be the ones that decide it. We got New York. And Texas. Texas is big. That's why we visited Texas. Texas, I think, has a lot of electoral votes by this point. Reggie, you won. I didn't even have to get California, which I shouldn't because it's Nixon's home state, but he'll probably win. Well, these ones I'll have a good chance, except maybe Alaska. But yeah, this is, I think, what Wallace won historically. You can see those are the states Wallace won historically. Let's see what Nixon won New York and Pennsylvania. Now this is backwards. Nixon won Ohio on these ones. The colors are backwards on that website, but they have a lot of good information on there. Go to final results. We won 339. And so I mean I did a lot better. I'm going to play again. We're going to go back to that one. We're going to try to win with Nixon. We're actually going to try to win both times. I know in '64 I tried to lose with Lyndon Johnson, but winning with Lyndon Johnson would be easy. And I proved that because I couldn't lose with him. Agnew who he took. Rank would be a difficult one because they both are from California. There's actually a law that you can't vote for two people from your own home state in the electoral college. Now, if Nixon's considered from a state other than California at this point, I'm going to go with Agnew. That was a winning combo at the time. No change there. Not mentioning Goldwater. I'm gonna go with this. Attack Johnson. Um, I'm not gonna do a we need to win. We're not gonna praise Johnson's social programs. Uh, we're not praising Johnson because that kind of is praising Goldwater. We're not gonna go talk about Goldwater. Goldwater got killed. We're not gonna do that. Okay, now see we're doing well here. Obviously New York, which is tied, makes the most sense to go to first, so we're gonna go to New York. Definitely competing with Humphrey. We don't need to win the Deep South to win. First one, key states such as Ohio, Illinois, and California. Most focus on campaigning against. I'm gonna do this one. I think this will play well. We actually are right there. Texas is tied. So I'm gonna hit Texas just because it's tied. He didn't debate in real life and he won. But I kind of want to see what happens if we debate because I think he would be on for it. Didn't. It looked about the same. Didn't make a difference. The unemployment rate now is under 4%. We're not doing anything. Inflation is killing value of the dollar and the gold standards at risk. Unemployment is the highest under the Johnson administration. Very people he claims he cared about. So we got to attack a little bit. I found that attacking a little bit helps. I'm going back to New York. I think we win New York. Texas doesn't matter. I'm going to do this. This is kind of a very cautious one. I think that kind of is a good answer for Nixon. Would you? I'm going to put this one. I'll be willing to take this step to see what develops. It is imperative we end the war in Vietnam. So I think didn't hurt us. We're kind of ahead in most places. 1%, 2%, down by 1. Go back to Texas. I'm going to put the state and local more in tune with the needs. We're keeping the unemployment rate artificially depressed with unsound fiscal and monetary policies. Mm-hmm. We're still way ahead electoral vote wise. So I think if we're fighting for these close states, like that's a close state. I don't want to just concede in New York. I think if I win New York, there's no chance. I'm not doing this one. There are some legitimate complaints around these important actions. How these students have not been expelled is beyond me. Oh, geez, these are all bad. I'm gonna go with this one, even though it sounds really bad. I don't think there's a good answer there. It doesn't look like it hurt us. I mean, that's one of the ones you think. I think that's one where you stepped in a landmine. You know. We'll do this. It didn't hurt. Not bad. I mean, Pennsylvania went white, but with Pennsylvania again. We're just going to focus on Humphrey for now. I don't think these other ones are actually good answers. That's about what it was before I answered that. Well, we're still doing just as well in the South as we did anyway, so. 393, and now the swing states are seeming to be. Maine's only 4, Connecticut's 8. That's 9. Tennessee's 11. We have Pennsylvania again, even though it's red, just to kind of hold it. The Negro problem apparently wasn't enough for our federal bureaucrats. That's the George Wallace answer. I'm go with this one. Oddly enough, New York went whiter, which makes no sense. That would be an immigrant place. That's a place you think immigrants. If you think anything would hurt me down here. There we go. We'll do that Law and Order thing. Oh, that made it redder. Once again, these states here. That's why I mean these ones I can just eat to them. But I think the big states, the big electoral vote states, are the ones you want to hold. Go with that. Basically, you're giving support to everyone but the Black Panthers, so that shouldn't hurt you too much. New York, for some reason. I opposed. There were some things Johnson did that were popular. I think this is a good answer. Ooh, that one blew. I'm gonna hit Tennessee because it's 11. I think we're still winning though. But that one lighter, and that one lighter also. I'll go with that. I'll say he did something good. Um, I think that's kind of gracious for Nixon. We might be adding. Well, we're not losing by much in New York. We're losing Tennessee. I can't believe it. We'll go back to Pennsylvania for now. I'm not going to do that. That's the George Wallace answer. Basically, we're not going to help the criminals. Everyone has every right to the Territories Act by now. That is my opinion in real life. All those countries attacked them at once, so why shouldn't they have a right to defend themselves? I don't. Let's say not off the table. I think that's a middle of the road one. Did kind of help. That's one lighter. Pennsylvania, New York. I'm going to hit New York again. I think if I win New York, I don't think there's any way I don't win the election. Because he's the worst Supreme Court justice in the history of the United States. That is the George Wallace one. Oh, plus, everything is Warren didn't make the whole court. We're not doing that. We're not doing Abe Fortas and Thurgood Marshall. Those are Johnsons. Let's see what that did to us. That didn't hurt us any. I think there's some that kind of hit you. Do we need more spending on war and poverty? No, that's what the answer is. That's the. Do this. It's not a basically. It's a totally terrible one. Once again, it's New York. New York and Pennsylvania are the two I'm having to visit over and over again. Um, this is something that for somebody made up in their mind it happened. There was a lady that was a Republican donor and a member of the Republican Party that there was a note somewhere that said for Nixon's, I think, Alexander Haig to visit her, and her name was Chanel. So someone made up in their mind that there was some underhanded backroom deal. They think it happened, but it didn't really. And the peace talks were not going to be successful at that point. North Vietnam wouldn't even agree to the type of table they would use. It was North Vietnam, not South. I mean, that's insane. It just doesn't make any sense. But I took that because I want to win, and that's part of the game. It shouldn't even be in it because, let's be honest, it never happened in real life. But I know for some reason, there's people that convinced people of it. Everything right now has been as expected. Um, but yeah, there wasn't going to be peace in Vietnam in '68. The North were winning. Why would they give peace? And the United States had not yet recognized China, and China was backing North Vietnam. And relations with Russia weren't that good at the point either, and Russia was backing North Vietnam. Look, I won without California, or Texas, or New York. We're going to go to final results. Results by state, results side by side. I did better than normal. 100 electoral votes difference almost. The map, yeah. Show you the map again, which isn't it? So yeah, I won most everything. Results by state. Let's go with Texas. How close Texas was. Not. that many, like 30,000 votes. Yeah, I don't think I was ever ahead in Michigan either. I think Michigan, Wisconsin, West Virginia, Texas, and the lower New England states I was out of the whole time, in Hawaii. At that point, these were all states, except for Michigan could swing, but West Virginia almost never voted Republican. We're gonna see if we can. We're gonna be weird and just go with Wallace quickly. Um, Chris LeMay, it's Happy Channer. We're gonna go with this guy. I know that Curtis LeMay hurt the thing, and Strom Thurmond's probably considered too far. We're gonna try to be softer somewhat on. Go with that. All right. Texas. He was a segregationist no matter what. He's second there, so we'll go to Tennessee. I'm just going to try to do better than he did. We'll check the map at the end. Go with that one, attack Johnson. Let's see where else. Checking in Kentucky. Hit Kentucky too. He's not close in Texas. 3% there. Go back to Tennessee. We're going to try for unions. We'll pro-Vietnam with him. I just think that might be the way to go. He's like California. With that. Never to worry about caving the communists. Oh, man, we're doing worse. He might be pretty much locked up. Maybe I should have went with a more dovish approach on the war. Yeah, we're not even close there. Yeah, I don't think you can. I'm gonna hit that to hold on to it. Did he win that? Yeah, he did. Man, we're not even. We might be able to win Tennessee. Do the national candidate thing. The crime we see is natural consequence of integration. That's something you would say, though. We're up 1% on Tennessee, though, so we might have a chance to take Tennessee at least. We'll put this in there. I might have thrown the election to Humphrey, but we'll see. We go to final results. It's going to take a while. Richard Nixon won. I didn't win anything I didn't win anyway. That's it for this video. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you, and have a great day.